Thank you and good night. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for coming. We've got a great crowd here tonight. Thank you to those that are watching us on the World Wide Web, out in the ether. I'm Diana Rose. I am the music director of Beit Aleph and one of the vocalists and drummers, and we are just going to have a wonderful night of love and light. So I'm giving the opening talk, and I have to admit, I was spinning a lot of plates this week. So when Olivier's Torah Reflections came out, called Chanukah Reflection, I'm like, oh, thank you. That will be my opening talk. So you can find this in your email. If you don't subscribe to our email, you can go to our website, and we'd love for you to subscribe. So the holiday of Hanukkah, that begins on Sunday night, is a celebration of light, the commemoration of an ancient miracle. It's a time for us to reflect on the light in our life and be reminded of the miracle that is life. Hanukkah means dedication. It marks the rededication of the temple in Jerusalem for Jews to worship by the victorious Maccabee rebels after its desecration following the Greek pagan invasion and takeover. The rebellion came at the end of 150 years of the Jews living under Greek dominion. The Greek leaders cared mostly about keeping themselves in power, concentrating wealth in as few hands as possible, and imposing their culture, their values upon everyone else. Chanukah is a story of the uprising of people living under a rule that did not resemble them, that didn't reflect their values as a nation. The revolt broke out because Jews felt disenfranchised, alienated, disrespected, and spiritually crushed. Theirs was a struggle to maintain a way of life that they saw being systematically eradicated. There are times when history seems to be repeating itself, and we believe that this is such a time. In order to stay in power, the Greeks pit the Jews against each other, those who embraced Hellenism against those who resisted it. The divisiveness came to a head when the high priest appointed to the temple was taken away from its legitimate heir by the Greek ruler and given, after a major bribe, to a pro-assimilation candidate. What it meant then was that brothers of the same nation became enemies overnight, and civil war ensued. The war turned into revolt against Greek rule only after the latter learning from our ancestors' history. So we need to reject the divisive mindset that our media, our politicians have led us to buy into, that we in this country are divided, living in a highly individualistic society where the accumulation of stuff matters more than people. We need to let go of the alienating, isolating storyline that we have been fed to believe and rebuild relationships based on mutual support and shared action. And part of that shared action will be to stand up together to fight our modern Greek rulers when they seek to implement divisive, racist, misogynistic policies, when they aim at undermining our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and the fundamentals of our democracy, or at destroying our planet's ecosystem. Today, we need to empower each other to dream and enact a different dream, to envision a different future. We need to come together to manifest that vision, that dream in our cities, our neighborhoods, and in our communities. Today, we are called to rededicate our temple. So where do we start? We can start in the only place there ever is to start, right here, right now. The lesson of Chanukah points us in one direction, the tremendous power of community to change our collective fate. Bet Aleph, as a committed spiritual community, can forward such a vision. Our vision is one where we manifest in our world all that we learn, who we each become by practical engagement in the very spirituality that we embrace. Our vision is one where our community itself becomes the container through which these spiritual values are expressed, where we create the kind of world we want to live in, the kind of life we want to participate in, the kind of society we want to raise the next generation in. Like the Maccabees, we are the ones called to spiritual warriorship. This is applied spirituality. In Jewish tradition, one's spiritual height is measured by one's actions in the world. The same is true for our communities. Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh quoted an ancient sutra that says, "The next Buddha will be the Sangha." Our rabbis would have put it like this: the next Mashiach will be the Kahila, or in other words, the next Messiah will be the community. I want to say that again. The next Messiah will be the community. And for this Messiah, we certainly have no time to wait. We are going to say, before we light the Chanukah candles, so let me just kind of lay out the evening so you know what's happening. We're going to say the Shehechianu together in just one moment, celebrating and blessing the moment. Then we're going to sing a song, the singers, while people come up to light the Chanukiot, to light the Hanukkah candles. We're going to do some more songs. Throughout the evening, we're going to have 3 different speakers talk about different aspects of Hanukkah. We're going to light the Shabbat candles, but not until after these are lit, because if we follow tradition, after we light the Shabbat candles, Shabbat starts, we cannot light any other candles. So we're going to light these first and the Shabbat candles later. All right, and then, heads up, we have a very special oneg tonight with latkes, sour cream and applesauce. Do we have sufganiyot? That would be a yes. All right, so we're going to have the Shehechianu before we ask people to come up and light the Hanukkah candles. Where is she? There you are.